She is a celebrated HR professional and a President of India awardee, an MBA in HR from Excel Era Jamshedpur, founder of Nabomita.com, and a celebrated name in HR circles. Her entrepreneurial story has also been featured in books Eve Against the Odd, 25 Inspiring Women Entrepreneur Stories, and highly recommended and a must read. In her session on process orientation, she will share how efficient processes and systems are at the heart of building a robust business model. It is not enough to just have great purpose and passion. They need to be backed by systems and an execution mindset. So please welcome Nabomita Mazumdar. Over to you, Nabomita.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And
Welcome, Nabomita ji. Wonderful to have you.
What an honor! Thank you so much. I mean, I literally had a great time listening to the speaker, Anandji. I literally wrote down what you were saying. I was constantly scribbling. So, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for sharing such wise words. Hearty congratulations to Aparna ji and Vijay ji. I know your work, so I mean, seriously, there couldn't have been a better torchbearer than him. I know I absolutely know the reason why. So yes, with that I would want to start my part of what I want to share. Process orientation. We are born rebels, right? We do not like when we are given a dogma. We hate when we are given a structure. We hate everything when we are told about it, and then we we want to take the path less traveled, right? We want to seem the hero. We want to stand against the odds and storms and everything.
Just mute everyone, Joey.
So in our quest for such the unforeseen, not just the quest, the romance of the unforeseen, we eventually emerge into a point wherein when we look back, all we find is patterns, formats, processes, exact thing that we thought we do not need are already formed on its own. It's a part of the intelligent design. It's a part of the grand scheme. Yes, it doesn't need to be the kind of the formats, the processes that we had always hated, but there is a structure always there. There is a format always there. It may not be adored and appreciated by everyone, but it can still inspire someone. So in the faith of such a in the faith of such a thought, let me start that uh, organizations, right? We love that word because it is glorified, because it changes the world, because it creates the revenue that runs the world. And at the same point of time, we hate it because we hate it firstly when we do not own it, when we are not when we are not the one who's benefiting from that revenue. We hate it even more, or we hate it when that organization is affecting our revenue. Irrespective of all of it, it needs it strongly needs a format. It strongly needs a process, because that's exactly what takes care of it. um, there's a sentence in Sanskrit which called dharmam dharmeti rakshita. If I'm sorry if I made any mistake. It means that the dharma takes care of the one who follows the dharma. And dharma over here is nothing more than the set of rules, the set of structure, the set of system that you have to follow. The sentence, the dogma which we hear overratedly, that system takes care of itself, comes into play, and you will see it in the long run. Let me tell you how. I'll give you an example of my own journey. In my final term at XLRI, I came across an idea called communities, right? It was a presentation that I attended, right? That's how it starts. A presentation was made by a great faculty, but during that presentation, the concept that was shared to me, I did not like it. I hated it. After the presentation, I walked out and I met another great faculty of XLRI, Dr. Madhukar Shukla, and I told him, sir, I saw this presentation on community. I did not like what I saw. The first thing sir said, uh, you are not supposed to like what you see. You're supposed to create and build what you want, and that's exactly where your world starts. And then he gave me an idea of communities that was path breaking, revolutionary for me. He said it has to be online, it has to be some identity so that they can speak openly. Let every document, every knowledge base be available to it. That's exactly how it came. I mean, it came as such a light bulb moment to me that after listening it from him, I couldn't rest. I'm not an engineer, I'm an MBA, so I looked it for online. So I mean, why I'm sharing all these details is everything seems very rough and patchy. Everything seems very scratchy, right? There is absolutely no format in here. But here's how things happen in future and how it looks in the retrospective. I found a website online which was similar to what sir said, but a lot had to be built. I started putting in my own ideas, started formatting it the way it should have been, and through those contribution we formed the first offline chapter, which became so successful that we created offline chapters across the world. And then began my moonlighting with that community. I did not earn anything out of it, right? It was actually a clandestine affair, I would call it, because to my parents, to the world, I was working in all those glass buildings and great jobs and cushy. I had a cushy role. A white Chevrolet would pick me for my office every day, and yeah, I had a dream office and I would sit and earn those great salaries. But in the evening I would use my mind to build that product, which did not pay me anything, which did not get me any recognition, which was absolutely hidden. I probably did not even use my own name while building that product. But however, in 4 years time, I was really serious about it. In 4 years time, I took it up as a full-time job. And that moonlighting became a product which I ended up building from my living room, and we served 3 million worldwide. uh, Along with which we did many other I did many other work. And government of India, the president of India, awarded me. Does my story create any structure anywhere? Does my story adhere to any given format the an MBA student should follow? No, it's not the path that everyone should follow. It's absolutely the road less traveled. It's absolutely something that every parent would want their child not to do it. But then if I look back, there was a format, there was a process, there was a structure everywhere. Even when I was when I was completely a rebel and I thought, I do not like what I see, a structure was there still. Biggest thing is, obviously, I mean, I don't want to call it accidental, because I believe in synchronicity. I believe everything has been planned for a reason, which is how I would want to say the fact that Dr. Madhukar Shukla, who guided me at that point of time, was a part of the process, was the beginning of that process. He set me onto the path without making it apparent that I am following the path. I am working on the guidelines, which will be probably which will probably create a product in the future, but there was no promise of it. So he did not share anything about it. Years later, when I went to meet him and I said that, sir, all this thing had happened, first he pretended not even to remember that, okay, that kind of a discussion had happened. That's exactly how guru is, right? Every guru is. Anandji kept mentioning about coaching. Coaching is a beautiful word. I rather use the word guru. And the word guru uh, brings in the brings in that kind of a maturity, brings in that kind of a structure and the process that one needs to follow, right? Which is why you may hear, there's a word called guru diksha. It I mean, it is highly valued in our own culture, because we believe that the same word, if you receive it from somewhere else, it will not have the same impact, because the guru is going to unlock it for you. When we say the word unlocking, what are we unlocking? We are unlocking a system which has not been opened up to you, which is why you may not call it a system, but once the guru does it, you are into it, you are into that path, you go on with the flow and you bring in your result. So yeah, I'm not trying to push you to the point wherein you have to believe on systems, you have to believe on processes, you have to believe on structures. But take my words, it's not just one journey, it's not just my own journey, it's several journeys, it's industries, it's sectors across the world I have seen. Irrespective of how much they go ahead and say that we do not follow it, they are creating something which they will realize in the retrospective. One bad example I know because it crashed yesterday is crypto. Dangerous concept, right? Because it's gambling. However, look at crypto. What is it doing? It is using technology and innovation to including major currency, major economies in the world, right? In Panama, I don't know how uh, trustworthy it would be. In Panama, they are making crypto legal. In many countries, they have made crypto legal. In India, it is not still. All these kind of dangerous methods which do not seem to have any structure to it, are they still following a structure, are they still following a process, are they still looking at the same kind of dogmatic way we always hated? We'll know in the future, we'll know it very soon, if not right now. Coming back to processes for corporates, processes for companies. Let me tell you something. When I worked in the corporates, I always used to tell myself every day in the morning. I learned a lot. I mean, I found my best of the bosses, because after that I never had a boss. My best of the bosses were there in corporate. I still love them. I mean, Miss Dr. Angela Korean, I have to say her name. I love her with all my heart. I don't think I've learned a little more than anyone from her. However, uh, I never really liked that concept of job. I never really liked that concept of cubicule, right? I always hated it because it's limiting, it's too structured, it's dogmatic. I mean, I can go on with the words. Every day I used to wake up, I used to tell myself one more day and I will build something that I'm going to do it on my own. No, it did not. It did not stop me from anything. It really empowered me. However, when I started building my own product, right, we were nimblefoot. We were working from home. The work from home concept, which is there so effectively since last 2 years, I made it work since 2010. So we could try everything. I mean, experiment every limit of um, every limit of technology. However, when I look back, the first thing, I mean, let me give this an example that in 2020, right, when 2020 March, when the sudden lockdown was announced, I released an article on how to manage business in the times of work from home. What was I doing? I went back to the entire structure that was formed all these years, which I thought I'm such a rebel, I'm such a powerful person that I do not need any structures or anybody, any cubicle around me. I actually created one. So again, protocols is one word we love to hate. We do not want somebody to come and tell us to respect somebody without receiving it from them. We do not want somebody to maintain our language, right? Protocol is a very nasty word. Let me give you an example of what is protocol. And um, obviously you may have had several experiences of it. One funny example that I would want to share is when we were given the President of India award, we were invited to a building wherein all these ladies who were receiving it were kept. And I mean, there was a series of when to walk in, when to walk out, when to sit up, when to stand up, when to sit, when to lift your fork, when to put your spoon down. I mean, there was a sentence for everything. And we were we were not showing it, but we were laughing about it. We All of us were laughing about it. And the funniest part was, I stepped out of that building. I wanted to go to India Gate. So when I stepped out, they wrote on a document sheet of paper my number 64. in, 64 out. The moment I stepped in, they wrote in 64 in. I laughed. I mean, I did not. If I could, I would have lifted my phone and take a video of it and make fun of them on Twitter probably later on. Thank God I did not, because next day when I received the award, there was this post by Mark Zuckerberg on his page, wherein he had put all our pictures and names and congratulated each one of us on receiving that award. At that point of time, it struck me that if there was just one terrorist attack on these awardees, it would have created a worldwide news. And it doesn't make much of a difference if I die, but I don't want my country to be in a world news because of my folly. This is what protocols are all about. Protocols are there to save you. Protocols are there to protect you. They are never supposed to look good. They are never supposed to be friendly. They are never supposed to be I mean, they're supposed to make you uncomfortable, but take my words, they are the ones who protect you beyond your point. There have been several government initiatives that I have been a part of. There have been several leaders, right? Several areas wherein we were taken, and I mean, it had been very highly confidential. I may not be able to share exactly who they were, where these places were, and they had at the highest level of protocols. I mean, just in the December I went for a trip, there was a RT-PCR test done almost on every feet, right? One step you take and somebody will come and test you. It was irritating. The test itself is so embarrassing. I don't know why they did not invent it to take some other way, and they have to take it everywhere. But then think about it, we were kept safe because of those tests. We were kept safe because of those protocols. We were kept safe because of those rules that we had to follow. So yes, it does sound like an yeah, a song or a ballad that I'm singing for process and policies and structures. Don't follow them, don't pray them, be a rebel, fight them out, find the flaws, hate it, and then create something that will make everyone proud of you. Look back and tell us what you created. I wait to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Wonderful.
much, Nabomita. And for beautifully saying that yes, processes and protocols are there to protect and safeguard people. And being from HR, I can truly understand that what people perception is about processes, systems, protocols, and policies. But yes, I do agree with you that these are made to protect and to safeguard you. And moreover, yes, if there are some issues, we do have systems where we redesign, redevelop, and things change. So change is the ultimate. Uh, what I can say that change is the only thing which is possible, which makes things possible. So don't worry and don't be afraid of the protocols. And this is what Nabomita has unfolded in her amazing session through her own inspiring story. Thank you, Nabomita, for that wonderful, wonderful insight. Any questions from the audience?
So, Joey, before we take questions, I just want to say that Nabomita has been featured in that book, Eves Against the Odds, 25 women, inspiring women entrepreneurs, written by Bhavesh Kothari and Mr. Hariharan Iyer. So we have shared the links. Anand has also shared the link of the book. I have also shared. So I could not stop myself from marketing the book in the name of Nabomita, right? So, so please do pick it up. But it's a very inspiring book of 25 different women entrepreneurs. Nabomita ji is featured in that. And I just want to add to one thing what she said. You see, cricketers are now living in bio bubbles, and it's extremely mentally difficult for them to perform. You know, it's very easy for us to sit here and talk about why this batsman is not scoring, that bowler is not taking wickets, India has got so much talent, they are losing matches and all that. But you know, if you are kept in that bio bubble, and what she was talking about, getting tested at every stage, you know, they have to undergo an RT-PCR maybe every 2 days, 3 days, and the whole series becomes uncertain. And, you know, that is just a cushion. So I think processes are just like that. But you cannot do without them. So thanks for that wonderful insight. Yeah, so we can take some questions now.
Hari, with regards to the book, actually, an author talking about the book is definitely understood. But when a third person like me who has read every book, trust me, each story is an inspiring one. And that is what is going to change the direction. And if you pick up one point from one story, it can really make a sea difference for your life. So I strongly advocate you should buy that book and read it.
That's why I love you.
Nabomita, thank you so much. You have done a wonderful job, and I have gone through your story too. Thank you so much. Thanks for the.
That's why I love Anand Kulkarni.
Thank you so much, sir. Coming from a guru like you, you literally made my day. Thank you so much.
Bhavesh had also joined us. I don't know whether he's there with us.
Yes, he's still there.
Is there? Okay, excellent. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. So if you have any questions, we can take.
Yeah. Any questions from any audience? And even if you have questions post this conclave, you can get in touch with HSSE team and we'll connect you to the speakers. Like Isa was asking that do Anand sir coach young entrepreneurs and startups also? I'm sure he does.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Isa, you can get in touch with us, or you can directly get in touch with Anand sir.
Well, Johi ma'am, first of all, like if I can have 2 minutes, like, first of all, thank you for arranging this session. Like, Nabomita ma'am has always been an inspiration all over. Bhavesh sir, Nabomita ma'am, Hari sir is all, I've seen him from the stage. तमाम audience में रहता था, events ये सब में. But Nabomita ma'am and Bhavesh sir have been an inspiration and guidance for so many years. But आज समझ में आया कि direct answer क्यों नहीं देते थे. वो नहीं मालूम था. They always used to probe and give directions, especially ma'am and Bhavesh sir also over the years. Like the ma'am is the reason why I, first of all, she inspired me of when I had attended a session in IIT Mumbai. So Bhavesh sir or Nabomita ma'am. So over this, that was around 6 years ago. So when she had made that first talk, I was like, me and like my founder, she's also Smedha Sarkar. She's a young lady. So we both were so inspired by the talk, like seeing the stories of so many young ladies also coming and saying this. And when I've heard ma'am's story of being a rebel, because ma'am and me vibe on that level. I've always been a rebel at heart. So, but later on, how to take that and give direction to that rebelness, because rebel without a cause is a lost level. So finding a cause, like when sir was saying the value systems and all, so that 76, I've got a lot of exercise. Today is like full Sunday paisa vasool. So thank you,
Esa. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I can see that you're participating so beautifully in the chat also. So thank you so much. Love to work with you, Esa.
It is
I'll send you a message with my number.
It is Nabomita ma'am herself. So her Nabomita ma'am is there, then Bhakt will always be there. But seriously, I've got more gurus now today. So I'm really looking forward to it. Very interesting concept. Would love to collaborate and take things forward.
So Hesa, can you help me get an appointment with Nabomita ji? I'm not able to meet her yet.
Oh ma'am, वो sir line में आ जाओ, line में आ जाओ. मैं पहले number पकड़ा हुआ है. But ठीक है.
Nabomita ji, we need to meet.
Yeah, let's meet today evening.
Alright.
Sir, don't miss this opportunity. Whatever things you have lined up, just cancel everything and meet Nabomita today itself.
Yeah, and we request Anand and Nabomita ji to, and Aparna and Vijay sir, if he's still around, to be there till the end of the conclave if possible. That'd be wonderful.
I will be there. I'm there.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let us formally thank Nabomita for that wonderful session.